Caroline, who watches me live. So thank you, Caroline, for this recipe that you sent me. I don't know if it was one that maybe you didn't want, or you just thought you didn't really want it. It doesn't really have much meat in it, but you can add bacon and chicken. But what I'm going to do is add some ham to this dish. So if you've got any just like normal thin layers of ham or something like that, you can add to it. We can also have more veg with this recipe. So it's any fresh veg chopped up. We're going to use cabbage. So I've got a giant cabbage here. We've got eggs. We're going to use rice and spring onions. And then we've got our flavour pot. So these are what makes this recipe, okay? So let's open this up and see what we have inside. So it comes nicely packaged. If you would like to get any of these recipes for free, with free delivery, you can go on the link in my bio, and where it says Simply Cook, click on that. But remember, it's a subscription service, so just make sure that you cancel if you don't want them every month. Okay, so hopefully I've caught the first part of the broadcast. Okay, so we open these up. So inside here, these are the flavour pots we're going to be using. We've got some garlic paste. So we've got some garlic paste, as you can see there, in the yellow. In the pink, we have gochujang. I think it's called gochujang. It's called gochujang. It's quite a spicy sauce. If you don't want it too strong, don't use as much of this. Okay, and then finally in the green, we have what's called, this is a new flavour that I've not had before. It's called doujang. Doujang. There you go. So that's the green one. Okay, so I just had to check something there. So I'm just going to put these in. Oh dear. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Hopefully I've got a good signal there. But 2 days time we will have broadband. So we shouldn't have any issues at all with the signal. But I'm just going to go with that and see, because this is a new recipe. Fingers crossed this works really well. So we're going to first of all start. Well, actually, I'll tell you what the actual dish is. I don't want to move the camera, but I just wait until you join me. It's a spicy and savoury Korean stir-fried rice dish with crunchy sweet heart cabbage and spring onion, and the runny yolk from the fried eggs stirred through the rice complements our cheapest dish on the menu. So this is vegetarian. 20 minutes it should take. It says 2 to 4 people, but I'm going to be using 1 egg because it's just for me. And then it says medium. It says 400 calories per portion when it's for 2. So I'll just let you know what. So we've got gochujang sauce. It's a staple Korean fermented chili sauce, and doujang or doenjang is a savoury black bean paste, adding a umami hit. So there you go. What I'm just going to do is just move you slightly to the left where it was yesterday, where I sometimes have you, just see if the connection changes, because I'm not going to repeat myself, but fingers crossed it all works out nicely. Okay, and then we're also going to use a cucumber as well, just to have that on the side. So first thing we do is then we need to finely chop a half white onion. Now we only need half of this. We're only going to use half of this. This has still got the sticker on. Now I've actually had this in the fridge. So this is a British white cabbage. I'm just going to give it a quick rinse. Okay. The connection says it's poor. So what I'm just going to do, I can't really, yesterday's was really good apparently. Oh, it says good now, so I'm just going to lift it up just slightly, and fingers crossed. I'm just going to leave it like that, because I don't want to touch it. Cabbage. And we're going to cut this in half. So you want a really good knife. Use this knife. I'm going to chop this end off. Chop the end off. This needs to be really used up today. So, and we're going to cut this in half. Oh, can't even see this. There we go. We'll go over there. So I'm going to cut this in half. Got to be so careful. for 2 actually. So in fact, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the big piece. Let's use the big piece. So get rid of the end, and we're going to finely chop this. Oh, I have a fly in here, so we're going to finely chop it. So let's cut it in half again. Try and cut it up into smaller pieces. So it does have a root. Don't know what the signal's like. If anyone can tell me what the signal's like, or give me a reaction in the chat. But I won't have this problem in a few weeks' time. This is why I'm not good at doing cutting. Come on, signal. Come, please stay with me today. I don't have anyone in the chat, so I don't know what the signal's like. Oh dear. I'm going to lift it up. I know what I did last time. I think I did it like this. That's why. Let's see how we go with that. I'm going to put this into a dish so it's not in the way. Okay, so signal's good. So what we're doing, we're just finely chopping up our cabbage. I don't know how finely chopped it needs to be, but I'm just going to cut them into sort of cubes. It is thinly sliced. So I think I know how it's meant to be. I think we're meant to like take it off, peel it, and then cut it up that way. I'm not the best at cabbage, so. But you know, this is what I like to do. I like to come live and try new foods. Don't know. Obviously, we'll break this up. I think that's a little bit better, as long as it's thinly sliced. I don't know if they're meant to be strips or not, like this. But this will get. Actually, it's not too bad. It's a bit like when you're cutting lettuce. You're going to let me just look at the picture. Okay, it means it's really thin. It needs to be really thin. So I don't really say long strips. It's got to be thinly sliced. A bit like a julienne carrot. A julienne strip carrot. So this might take a while. Hi Alexis. Did you not get the notification? I know you've been busy, but you've just been doing your yogurt cake. So let me know how the signal is. So we're doing a Bokumbap. It's Korean food. You need to thinly slice these up. That's how they like their food. I started doing them into cubes, so I'm just cutting these up, and then we're going to start to fry this off. So this is what it's hopefully going to look like, Alexis, and you can see that. And we're also going to add some ham into this because there's no meat. It's a vegetarian dish. So let me just read the comment. So Alexis, watching from Camden County. Are you on your walk, Alexis? So there's a lot of cabbage here, a lot of cabbage. So I don't need to use all this up. But I'm going to thinly slice it up. So it is a simply cooked recipe. I think we might be okay with that. It says half a cabbage though, it's quite a lot. But this is just a really big cabbage. How's the yogurt cake, Alexis? Is it nice? I miss making that. I love making that with you when we did that last time. We need to do that again. Or try and do another recipe. So I think when we fry this off, it will actually making a mess here. It will actually shrink. Can you see? I'll see this. I don't want the root. Let's get rid of these parts. Nearly done. But this is what I mean. If you don't have the tools to do things, it makes cooking a lot more difficult. So Alexis sells a lot of stuff tools that you can use in your kitchen, and it will make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to use that bit. I'm going to use what I've got. So let me just get rid of this. You could use this as stock as well, couldn't you? But I'm going to get rid of it because they're bits that I wouldn't eat. So we've got our chopped cabbage. I would maybe cut up a little bit smaller, but I want to see what it's like. Hello, Ev. Good to see you. Where is everyone? Well, Melanie's currently having a birthday party, which I've just been part of. I just went into her Zoom call. So I've just been in for that. And then I had to come out because to get ready for this. Okay, I'm just going to get a carrot. And we're just going to chop this up as well. So it says to add lots of vegetables to this dish. So you might think it looks quite simple. But it's all about the flavours and the vegetables, okay? And peel the carrot. So let's get my peeler. Make sure it's the right way again this time. Don't want to be slicing any fingers this time. And we're going to cut these into little cubes as well. And this is all going to get fried. So let's start to put the rice on actually. We're going to use jasmine rice. It says you don't have to use, it just says any rice. Any rice is fine to use. I'm just going to peel this carrot. This is where I need the julienne peeler. This would be perfect for this dish. So get rid of the carrot. Now, what was it I heard? Was it yesterday, Alexis? Who you were mentioning? Carrot cake jam. Carrot cake jam. I need to try that. So we're just going to chop this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it lengthways. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it in half again. And then I'm going to cut down this again. Maybe I should cut this in half. I'm going to try and make it really thin. Like little strips. I might have to cut this in half actually. Try and make small thin slices. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but we're just doing the carrot. I definitely need the julienne slicer for this. So if you like Korean food or pasta or stuff like that to add carrot into your food, then you definitely need the Pampered Chef tools. How much are those again, Alexis? I think a set of 3, wasn't it? Was it? They're pretty inexpensive, not as expensive as you think. So I'm going to cut these in half. Actually, I'm going to cut them into little cubes, I think. Depends on how big you want them. It just makes it easy. And again, you need the slicer as well for this. So the slicer would be amazing as well to have for this. Just going to add a little bit of oil. I think I need to add some oil to this. Yeah, a little bit of oil in the frying pan. So are we good, guys? Can you all hear me? You'll see me? Can you see the pan? You can see the pan just, can't you? 2 more days, guys. 2 more days. And the broadband at last. Well, actually, it might not be until Friday, but I can't use the dice that I have for carrots because it would break the blades. So I don't know if you can use carrots on the Pampered Chef one. I think you can, but I could be wrong. Okay, are we good? So we've got our carrots, we've got our cabbage. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to add the cabbage to the pan. Okay, so we're going to add that cabbage. If you want to cut it up smaller, please do. So we're going to add all that cabbage in. Throw that in. And we're going to add our carrots. So put all your veg into the pan, like so. I've been looking forward to this because I kept seeing this recipe actually on the Simply Cook page. So this is a recipe you definitely need to try. I'm going to add a little bit more oil just because it can be very dry and it'll take me longer to cook, and I don't want to burn the pan either. So you can add a little bit of salt and pepper if you want to. Just mix all that in. I'm wearing my apron, as you can see, guys. Can you all hear me? Give me a reaction if you can hear me. Got 37 viewers. Actually, because I'm shared out on Twitter right now, if you're watching me cooking, I use the hashtag Biden. So you might be tuning in from that hashtag. If so, we are broadcasting through haps.tv, and you can come and watch us all live cooking on Haps. Are we good, guys? I don't know if you're there or not. I can't see any. I can see your comments, but I've not seen any comments for a while. It says great connection. I'm not going to touch it. So we've got our flavour pots. If you want anything from Simply Cook, go on to link. I can actually put the link in now because I do have it on here. This is my link tree, everybody. LT. So there's my link tree, and I'm just going to put a message on the screen. There we go. Right, so we're going to mix all that in together. We need to do the spring onions next. So just check I definitely put the right one on. Yes, I have. Actually, we need to do the rice. So what I'm going to do with the rice, I'm going to use Thai jasmine rice. But I like to add hot boiling water to it instead of boiling the water up. Now, I found out a reason why Americans don't have kettles. And the reason is because there's a higher voltage over here in the UK. So when we boil water in a kettle, it only takes about 2 or 3 minutes. But in America, if you're boiling a kettle of water, you have such a low voltage that it takes longer to boil, doesn't it? So that's the reason why, if you would like to know that. So we're going to boil the kettle of water. We're going to get our steamer pot. Just put that to one side. And we're going to weigh out some rice. So weigh out some rice. I really don't know if you're there or not because I can't see any comments. So I'll just move you down a little bit. And you'll see. I'll just stir this. I've lost my wooden spoon. I'm just going to mix our cabbage in and carrots. And we're just going to sweat that down. Mix it into the oil so it all cooks. 1 second. It smells nice already. It does smell nice already. So let's weigh out the rice. So I can actually just pop this straight on. And we're going to use about, I'm only going to be boiling enough rice for me. So, and then I can always boil some more tomorrow if I've got any mixture left over. So, hey Craig, can you all see me okay, guys? I don't know if you can see me, alright. So we're going to add 50 grams of rice. Although you can go up to 75 if you want to per person. I'm going to go for 50. Actually, let me just read what it says on the side. 70 grams per person. Cook and simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. And then you want double the amount of water to the boil. So you want 140 grams of water. Although we don't measure in water, in milliliters here. So just mix all that in. How are you, Craig? Are you okay? Thanks for joining. I want 100 grams of water, but we don't measure water in grams. I usually just cover it over, that's enough. Because I think we're going to be adding, well, it is 8 to 10 minutes. We need to cook the rice first. So heat oil in frying pan over high heat. Stir fry the cabbage and any other vegetables for 2 minutes. We're going to add in some garlic paste. Put put the rice on. So I'm just going to cover the rice over, and then what I do is I add the steamer pot over the top. So just cover the rice over. And if it's going to simmer anyway, then it means you're cooking the rice. So I'll put steamer pot over the lid, and I'm just going to let that boil. Okay. So we're just stir frying the cabbage and the carrot. Smells really good already. Okay. We're going to add some garlic paste. So we've got some garlic paste going in here. Thanks, Craig. Thank you. Remember to, if you can, support my work by sending awards if you wish, on both live and replay. So we're going to add this in here. So let's add the garlic paste into the cabbage and the carrot. Smells so, so good. And then we're going to let this fry for a minute, okay? So mix that in. It smells really nice. So this is a vegetarian dish. Oh, hi Melanie. No worries. We're doing a vegetarian dish tonight, just in honour of your birthday. So we're doing this one. It's called Bokumbap. Bokumbap, and it's a Korean dish. So we've got cabbage, carrot, and garlic paste in here. So you want to mix all that in. It smells so good. I'll just put some jasmine rice on as well. Don't know if you can see it very well. That would help. And then what we're going to do is, it actually says remove and keep aside. Add a little bit more oil to the pan and fry the cooked. Oh, we're going to be frying the cooked rice. So I want my cabbage to be nice and soft. You know, it says only 2 minutes, but I prefer my cabbage. It's still quite hard at the moment. You can't hear me. Is that any better? Is that any better, Melanie? Can you hear me now? Oh, it says good connection now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I should have let the cabbage cook a little bit longer. So hopefully you can hear me now. Are we good now, guys? Can you hear me now? I'm going to carry on, okay? Fingers crossed. So I think I did the garlic in a little bit too early, but never mind. Let's tidy up. It says don't move the... Oh, well, next step though is we need the rice to cook. So what I might have to do is, once this is cooked, just turn it off. We need to take it out anyway, so you can take it out, let the pan cool down. Yeah, Craig can hear me. So what we'll do is we'll take it out of the pan, and then I will prepare the rest of the ingredients, because that'll give the time for the rice to cook. So it smells so good. I'm just going to give it another couple of minutes, okay, and then I shall take it out of the pan. We'll get a little bowl. In fact, we can use the bowl that we had from before. So whilst that's cooking, actually, let's do the rest of the prep. So I've got some nice spring onions here. So I'll take these off. You only want 3 spring onions, it says, so put them back in the fridge. I'm going to actually use some ham, even though it's a vegetarian dish. I am going to add some ham to this. So this is some of the nice fresh farm ham. You can see that. So I know if you're watching and you're vegetarian and you're learning this dish, just don't add the ham. So I'm going to pop that to one side. I only need 1 piece. Because I do like to add. You can add, as I say, you can add this add meat to it to make it a meaty dish. But smells so good. Right, let's take this out. But actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it in there, but I'm going to take this off because I'm going to use a frying pan. So let me just move this to one side. Very, very hot, as you can imagine. And it'll still cook then in the pan. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a frying pan on here. Right, let me turn this off. I'm just going to turn that hob off, and I'm going to cut the scallions, the spring onions. So I'm going to get my knife. I'll just chop this off. Because the next step, once the rice is done, is we're going to add it to a pan and fry. We're going to fry the cooked rice. Okay. So just chop your spring onions up. Hopefully you're all making notes. So I've got a question for all you who watch my cooking broadcast. What's been your favourite recipe that I've made? Out of all the recipes that I've made, what has been your favourite recipe? This is a completely new recipe for me. I've never made this one before, but I love the flavours. I love Korean flavours and Vietnamese, Asian flavours. That's what I like to cook. So because I'm not taking it out, I'm going to pop these in here. Just like this. So let's add all this together. Thank you so much, Craig, for the high award. It all helps towards costs, so I can keep doing these broadcasts. So we've got our spring onions, okay. So I'm going to cut the ham up as well. So I'm going to cut these into nice thin pieces. I love ham. Now it actually asks for bacon or chicken, but I don't see any problem with chopped ham in this dish. I'll just give it a bit of a texture. I'm going to get my frying pan out in a second. So just chop your ham up, or whichever meat you're using. Looks so good. Put that to one side. So this is a really good dish to try. As I say, if you can get a hold of the flavours, you want garlic paste, gochujang sauce, and douchong. So doenjang sauce, if I can get it right. So the carrots and the cabbage and the garlic paste are all in the other pan. Okay, so let me get a frying pan out so we can do the next stage. So I'm going to put this on, add a little bit of oil. I'm just waiting for the rice, but the rice is not going to take too long, and it'll give time for this to heat up as well. So just to recap then, so we've added rice, any type of rice, to the pan to boil, 8 to 10 minutes. When it's done, we're going to drain it off and keep it. Well, it says keep it aside, but if you've already pre-cooked your rice, then I would, get your rice done very early. We fry some cabbage and some other vegetables. So we used carrots. You could also use, if you don't want to use courgette, if you don't want to use cabbage, you can use courgette or just carrot. But I decided to use cabbage and carrot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to now cook. We're going to fry the rice. So we're going to make egg fried rice, which I've never done before. Well, I think we're going to do egg fried rice, but there's an egg on the picture there, look. So also let's cut up some cucumber. I think it's, I don't know if that's cucumber or courgette. I think it's cucumber on the side. So let's just also do some cucumber. So don't need loads. take your cucumber. Now for this, I can use the dicer that I've got. And I'm going to show you. I use this all the time. If I can, I moved it to this side. So we've got nicely thin slices. Look, if you're ready. So we've got our nicely positioned blades, and all we got to do is this. Are you ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1. And there's our nicely chopped cucumber. Okay. So hey Gemma, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. So this is a new recipe for me. We're doing this one. It's called Bokumbap. So it's a Korean dish. We're going to add some ham, even though it's a vegetarian dish. We've got some spring onions. If you want to try this recipe, you can get 4 recipes for free with Simpler Cook. The link's in my bio. You probably see it advertised everywhere. Some on Facebook advertise it for £1, but I can do even better than that and give it for free. And you can get 4 recipes for free as well. So if you want to try this one yourself, go to the link. You can cancel afterwards, so you only have to use it for, try it for 1 month. And as soon as it arrives within like 10 days or 7 days, just cancel it, and then you've had your free box then. So, okay, the rice is nearly done. Yep, the rice is nearly done. So you've got to be so careful with rice. We're going to take this off. We're going to fry the rice. I've never fried rice before. Ooh, try not to burn myself. So you don't want any water to mix with the oil. So if you can pre-cook this, then it's so much better. As I say, this is new for me. So what we're going to do next then is we've done the cabbage and the carrots as well. We did the garlic paste. So fry the cooked rice over medium heat for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. So don't move the rice around the pan too much so that it can start to crackle and colour a bit. So let's add this to the frying pan. Are you ready? We're adding rice into the pan. I'm just going to even this out. It's starting to bubble up already. So we're doing eggs. We're doing rice, fried rice. I feel like I'm running my own Chinese restaurant at the moment. Would you like to take an order? So it says don't move it around too much. So some colour. And then we're also gonna add some gochujang sauce and doujiang sauce, which is here. So we've got our pink and our green pots. So I really like Simply Cook though. The meals are actually quite nice. So this is the carrot and the cabbage with the garlic there, Gemma, if you can see. So we'll be returning back to that shortly. And we need to let this cook for 5 minutes. It says 5 minutes. So it browns the rice. So has anyone got any questions at all? Any questions? Sure, it's all covered. I'm using jasmine rice instead of white rice. So I don't know if that makes any difference, but I do like jasmine rice. It seems to take less time to cook. Do you like Chinese, Korean food, Gemma? Yeah, I'm not going to move it as much because I don't want it to. I want it to cook. It says on here, so after this we're going to add gochujang and the doujiang and spring onions into the rice. Then return the cabbage to the pan. So what we'll probably do is we're going to transfer that into the pan because then we need the eggs for this pan. Because we need to fry some eggs as well. And into a separate pan. Serve the rice with a fried egg on top, breaking the yolk into the rice to eat. So let's try and move it now. And turn it over. Just flatten it down. I think we need a road trip, guys. Should we go to Korea? Go to South Korea. Oh no, we need to add the ham in as well. I'm going to start to add my ham in with the cabbage. So as soon as it hits as soon as I put it onto the stove, it will start to cook in with the ham. Okay, so I'm going to add some ham. Looks really nice. And I'm going to mix that into the other pan. Okay, I should also put that on. I can put that, actually, I can put this. So we've already had the ham. I'm going to put this on the other side, if it'll reach, so it at least starts to cook. It might start to cook and warm through the cabbage. Move this down. You know I have the world's smallest kitchen, don't you? Okay. So it only says for 5 minutes, and it is on high heat. Let me move this out of the way, because this is my other one. Look, it's huge. Absolutely massive. It's like enough for 8 people. Try and make some space. There you go. To get a nice crisp on it, apparently. Right, let's add in the gochujang and the doojang. I'm going to add the gochujang in first. So it's going to give it a nice colour. So I think that's long enough. So in this goes the gochujang. You'll see that? Oh my gosh, this is going to be so nice. It goes in with the rice, not in with the... Yeah, it goes into the rice. So this is how they make egg fried rice. Well, not egg fried rice. And that really nice sweet and sour rice. So let's mix that in first. Starting to change colour already, look. See how it's starting to change colour? Oh my word, the smell coming off this. Let's get the spring onions in as well. And then we're going to add the doojang sauce in as well. This is so nice. So add that in. And all it takes is these little pots and a bit of time. I'm making you drool now, I know. I can hear you. You're all going, oh wow, ooh. Oh, it smells so good. I didn't think this would be as good as what it smells like. So just fold it into the pan. Mix this in whilst we're still frying this. It's a bit like a paella now. A paella. Look at that, guys. Look at this. What do we think? That looks good. It smells so nice. And we're going to add this then into the other pan. What do we think, everyone? You don't want to burn the rice, though. Right, let's add this now into the other pan. So let's turn the other one off. Right, 1 second, everyone. I've lost my towel and it's super, super hot. So there's the rest of the other dish. Let's add this into the main dish. So we're adding the rice with the cabbage and the veg. Okay, I'm just going to get a paper towel to wipe the rest of that rice off. Even though it's really hot. It does look, I'm surprised myself, Gemma. I have seriously surprised myself here. Because I'm going to fry an egg now. Get rid of all that. I'm just going to go on the top of this. So add a little bit of oil. Let's do it on the other one. Heat that up again. In a second. Don't really use this side that often, so yeah, check I've got it on the right one. Gonna add a little bit of oil in the pan. Actually, I don't really need any oil, but just a little bit. I can brush it down with the. So let's mix all this in. Oh, I don't think you're meant to mix it in. Oh, you are meant to mix it in, yeah. You can mix it all in. Because you want to warm everything through. No worries, Gemma. Thanks for popping in. Hopefully you can watch the rest on the replay. I'm surprised how much there is here. So this is your base. This is the dish. I added ham in, remember. So we're just going to warm it all through. I'm just going to get a brush. And then what we're going to do now is just do an egg. So I'm going to crack an egg into my pan. Make sure it's nice and hot. So I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do just one egg. So I'm just going to do an egg. Yeah, it's kind of like a Korean paella. I'm just warming everything through. Right, I'm going to get a plate now and start to get ready to serve. So I'm going to start by putting my cucumber on the plate. If there's too much, yeah. I'm going to pop some cucumber on there, look. So cucumber's good for you. Get rid of this. Just waiting for the egg to cook. Make sure it's hot enough. Yep. I have made quite a lot here, Gemma. Let's make sure you get all the rice off. I should have a little taste of it. Have a little taste of the rice. Remember that it's a vegetarian dish. Here we go with garlic and the goujons. Here we go. Mmm. My God, that is good. Wow. Gemma, this is amazing. Oh my God. It's like, oh my God. Guys, this is amazing. If you've never done, this is good. Can't believe you can get all these flavours for free. That is actually done, so I'm going to turn that off. Just going to wait for the egg, which the egg will be done soon. Oh, it's nice. I love doing new recipes. So let's spoon this out onto the plate. I've always loved cooking. And to do new recipes, it's just I put the spring onions inside, so I should take this off the hob, shouldn't I? Look at this, guys. Oh, there's a fly. Go away, fly. The egg looks good as well. There's loads here. I'll turn that off, so I'll turn my egg off as well. Oh no, I didn't. I've got it on a different hob. Right, let's just check the egg a second. Let me grab my... I'm glad I bought this pan because I found that the old pan was sticking. So let me just move it. Here's the egg, guys. That's what we're going to be putting on the top. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure it's cooked. I'm not the best at doing eggs in a pan, so because it ends up. I might have to do a second one actually. I can never do eggs in a pan. I am the worst person in the world to do eggs. Or even to lift it out of the pan. No, it's going to be a disaster, this one. So I'm going to do it. Well, actually, it's not too bad. Will it move? You can't. Oh, it is moving. Oh, it's going to be alright. It will be okay. So we're going to finish off with the egg on the top. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? I'd normally flip it over, but here we go. There is our egg on the top. And there we have it, guys. Look at that. So we're going to split the egg open. Put a little bit of the egg on there. What do we think, everyone? I'm going to have to get a picture of this. We're just going to split down the egg and let that go into the rice, into the dish. And that is it. So I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much for all the awards. Hopefully that's inspired you to go and make a similar dish. As I say, you can mix it with any other vegetables. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. And make sure I'll take a photo and put it on Instagram. So I shall see you soon. Maybe this has got ham in as well. So if you want to if you want to have it vegetarian, skip the ham. But if you want to add like chicken or bacon, that would also work as well. So thanks for coming in. I shall see you all next time. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody. Let's lift it back up. Thanks, Caroline, for the recipe as well. See you soon.